want to take the opportunity to welcome everyone. My name is Wioa. I'm the Director of Human Resources for UP Rapid Attack in Henderson County. And I'm also the chair of the Mountain Area Workforce Development Board. And for myself and others that serve on the board, this is typically a day that we look forward to the opportunity to see the great work that the staff and our contractors do throughout the course of the year. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and start with the food. So you guys go ahead and serve yourself, and then as we get near time to finish eating, we'll come back up with the invocation, and then the orchestra will play the national anthem for us, and then we'll go directly into the presentations. We do have a little bit of a time constraint over the room, so we need to be done around 1 o'clock. So again, we thank you for being here. Welcome on behalf of the entire board, and hope you enjoy the lunch, and we'll talk again soon. Staff of the Workforce Development Board and the work that they put into getting this event ready each year. And we also want to give special thanks today to AD Tech and Dr. Keaton, who's not with us, for offering this great space for us to use. I would like to introduce Shelley White, who's here representing AD Tech. She'll give us a quick comment.
Thanks, Bill. And thank you, everyone, for being here today. On behalf of our president, Dr. Dennis King, I'd like to welcome you to AD Tech and welcome you to our still brand new AD Tech Mission Health Conference Center. And we're very glad to be hosting you today. We're also very thankful for our partnership with the Mountain Area Workforce Development Board and the WIOA programs and all of the great things that you all are doing to help the members of our community and businesses within our community with these great programs. And so I had 1 minute to talk with you, and I will pass it back on to Bill, but wish you happy holidays, and thank you again for being here today.
All right, so we're going to ask Jason Chappell, who is a county commissioner for Transylvania County and also the manager for Henderson and Transylvania County NC Work Career Centers at Blue Ridge Community College. He'll lead our invocation, and then these great musicians will lead us in the national anthem, and we'll ask you to stand when they start playing, and then we'll move into the presentation.
Let us pray. Dear gracious, kind Heavenly Father God, we thank you for your goodness, we thank you for your grace. Thankful for the many bountiful blessings that you've given us. As we celebrate today, we celebrate these wonderful individuals who have excelled and achieved. We thank you for their dedication. Thank you, God, for the ones that are working here, God, the ones that are being part of the board, the ones that are partners. Thank you, Lord, for putting us in a place where we can serve others. We thank you for that. We ask that we'll be always mindful of that. We ask you to bless us through the nurturing of always our bodies to your service. And I pray we will always be mindful of you, mindful of the ultimate gift that you gave us as your Son. In your precious Son's name, I pray and ask. Amen.
podium, Keisha Adams, who will make a presentation to update us.
Good morning. I'm Aisha Adams with Green Opportunities, and today I have the honor of presenting Octavius Bouvier with recognition for joining our program. It's kind of funny because Octavius was my first client with Green Opportunities, and he came into the office and he said, "I'm going to be the person who speaks at graduation," and he started writing his speech his first day at Green Opportunities. And now, not only is he a graduate of Green Opportunities, but he's looking to graduate from AD Tech in just a few days. So we are very proud of him and all of his accomplishments. He's a new father, he holds a part-time job, and he attends AD Tech. So we're just really proud of the progress that he was able to make over the 15 weeks in our program. So, here is a certificate of recognition for outstanding achievement in Wioa's out of school youth program. Although you're like no longer been out of school youth, just turn that around.
Hi, I'm Peggy Tittle, and I'm representing Harrison County Public Schools. I'm proud to be up here today with my student, Cheyenne Montaigne. When I first met Cheyenne a year and a half ago, she was barely 16 with a newborn. And I'll never forget when I went through my normal spiel of, how'd you get here, and where are you going, and what do you want to be when you grow up? She looked right at me and she said, well, after I graduate, I'm going to be an aeronautical engineer, and I'm going to show my daughter that life doesn't have to be the way mine was. And over the last year and a half, Cheyenne's taught me a lot. And I think that of all the things she's taught me is that it doesn't matter where you came from, it matters where you're going, and she shows me every day that you can do what you want as long as you're willing to work hard. She never complains. She never talks about the things she went through to get to where she is. She just keeps going, and she, a year and a half later, is well on her way to doing that. She's going to graduate with us in a few months. She's already taken college classes, and she already has done her FAFSA, all her wonderful things to move forward. And she is going to be my first four-year college graduate. I have zero doubt about that. So she's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and I can't tell you enough about how awesome this kid is. So, Shy.
Well, she said I had to tell you something about myself, so I guess I have to do it now. I did actually have a speech written out, but I guess it just doesn't mean as much reading it from a paper, right? Well, to start off, some of the struggles that guided me to the path that I am on today all started with my parents. My mother had a gambling problem and a total addiction. My dad was on drugs all of my life, and every week he'd have a new girl over. My mom, she'd spend hours crying, hours. And just being 7 years old, I started to realize all the things that were happening around me. And I did what I could, and I started taking care of my 5-year-old and 3-year-old brother. To this day, they still call me mom. And they were motivation to get where I am today, including my little girl. I went through so much growing up, but I'm actually really grateful for it because I don't think I would be here where I am today without it. Everything was really hard growing up. It was so hard that by the time I was 16, I did one of probably the craziest things I've ever done in my life, and and that was, I got married. I got married to a guy that's serving in the Army right now. A wonderful, wonderful guy. And all I can say is, now I'm free. I'm free from all of that. I couldn't be any more grateful because he took me out of that, and my courage to move on, to leave my parents, to become my own person, got me to where I am today. I am 17, and I am proud of myself.
Hello, I'm Kristen, this is Allison, and we are really excited to honor Cynthia Gonzalez with the Outstanding Participant Award from the Wioa program. After Cynthia graduated high school, she wasn't sure exactly how she wanted to continue her education. She was working full-time as a server and was a new mom. She didn't let any of that stop her. That's when she reached out to us, and we met with her, and after our initial meeting, knew that Cynthia had an infectious personality. She's kind, she's sincere, it's impossible not to like her. So she had expressed interest in the medical field, and at that point we decided to get her enrolled into our nurse aid class, and it ended up being a great fit. Cynthia jumped at the opportunity. She attended evening classes after long days of working and taking care of a 1-year-old. At the same time she was enrolled in these classes, we also got her into a workplace experience at Care Partners. And so she was gaining experience in the medical field there. And of course, she excelled at her position at the work experience, and they love her at Care Partners. And they just raved about her. She finished her CNA course, and Cynthia passed her state licensing exam in September and is soon to work full-time as a CNA. With her incredible work ethic and caring nature, Cynthia has a very bright future ahead of her in the medical field. And we are so incredibly proud of your hard work and determination. And Cynthia, we can't wait to see what you can accomplish next. Congratulations.
And I talked to my colleagues earlier, and they said, "Are you going to make this cry this year, or are you going to talk forever?" And I said, "No, both of those." So actually, I'm just going to let Sasha share her story today. I did prepare something, but I'm not going to do it. She has an awesome story, and I'm just so proud of the young lady that she is and who she's going to become and how she just affects the lives around her. And you'll know what I'm talking about after she shares her story with you. Sasha Hall is our outstanding participant from Madison County Schools.
I'm Sasha. I get really nervous, so I say. But what I love about myself is I come from very similar to the first person who spoke. My mom's a drug addict. My dad's a drug addict. I was sent with my grandparents until I was about 14. Really rough growing up just because really unstable. They didn't have a lot of money, so with not a lot of money, it was a lot of stress. And so then I found my dad dead when I was 14. He overdosed on drugs. Then I was sent to live with my aunt, and she was really unstable. Well, it really wasn't her fault. She's just upset and has some things that she needs to deal with herself, her own needs about. And so then I moved out on my own when I was 16, quit school, I worked at parties in the morning and IHOP at night, and made rent, and got my GED in 2 weeks. Really just tried to do life, if you don't have anyone to take care of you, at least you can just try to take care of yourself. And I worked at the program when I was like 14 or 15, and it gave me hope that, not everything in life just sucks. There are some good stuff out there. I went to college at Tech and, did some things, and I guess where I'm at is just, you can do anything that you want in your life. You just gotta want for it. No matter what you go through, everything in life makes you who you are, makes you strong, and everything, you do anything with God, so everything happens for a reason. And so, no matter what you go through, you can always be better. So, that's all I got.
Sasha was enrolled in the in-school youth program at 14, and then, as she said, she got her GED in 2 weeks, and then moved on with her life. And then I re-enrolled her after 5 years in the Wioa program, and she is doing awesome. She did work experience at the Marsville Early Childhood Education Center, and after completing her work experience, they referred her for full-time employment, and that's where she's employed now. And she is signing up for classes at Haywood Tech in early childhood development. So very, very proud of this young lady. Thank you.
Jennifer's already threatened me, I better not make her tell her own story. So, when I first met Jennifer, she was a traditional high school, and she told me throughout her life she'd been an unsuccessful student, that she just, by the time she got to high school, in her eyes, she considered herself an outcast, but she was quickly, a social worker had got with her, and she was enrolled in community high school, where I met her. And the assistant principal, Mr. Kevin Robertson, is with us today, and he does want full credit for this. But he had introduced me to her, and the time I met her, she was on a downward spiral, and she had some educational issues and some legal issues, and she suffered with anxiety and depression. And actually, at the time I met her, she was trying to take her own life a couple of times. But we worked together, and we came up with some plans. We had a little, what should have been a minor issue, it had become a major issue in her life, and we started working out the community service and the educational plan, and honestly, Jennifer just needed some support. She is very self-willed, and I would often come into the community, and she was advising other students based on her own life experiences, and she would advise them quite harshly. She was involved in student council and other leadership programs at community high school, and I went to her graduation, and she graduated in January this year, and I was so pleased to see that she was a valedictorian, and she gave this really inspirational speech, and we worked together to help her apply to AD Tech, and she got a scholarship and has been attending schooling at AD Tech here in the surgery assistant program. But a few weeks ago, she called me, and she had other career interests the whole time. A few weeks ago, she called me and said, I changed my mind, and I'm going to do something else next semester, and I'm going to be a diesel mechanic. And I could totally see that. I thought that was a wonderful choice for her. And so I'm so proud of her and everything she's overcome. I present to you a life change, Ms. Jennifer Bell.
I would just like to say thank you to this program for helping me completely change my life around. And thank you, Ms. Phillips, for taking the time to sit down and work with me and help me get to where I am today, because without it, I think when I was a freshman in high school, I would have dropped out, because that's the point I was at. And without this, without being introduced to Ms. Phillips, this program, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have a chance to be a diesel mechanic. So thank you guys so much for this.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Shields. I'm the student advocate for Transylvania County Schools. Just want to take a moment to thank the board and Nathan and Zia and Kim and everybody that worked to put this on. It's always a joy to come together and get to see each other and see the participants that we get to brag about and those that make our jobs easier and a little more fun on the day-to-day basis. But I knew immediately when Zia emailed asking for our nominations who I would nominate. I want to introduce you to Cole Cochran. I've known Cole since he was a freshman at Brevard High School. He's been a participant since then in our in-school youth program. And Cole just really represents work ethic, good attitude, and what it means to be a good person. He's consistently had a job at Biscuit Fish Camp, a local restaurant, for the past 3 years, and has earned promotions and raises that he definitely deserves. He's participated in ROTC and junior volunteer firefighting with Little River Fire Department. But currently he's a senior in senior English and is working on, and I think he might want to be one of the first people to do this. He's going to earn his Class A CDLs by the end of his senior project and intends to use those for employment when he graduates. Cole's the type of student that you wish you could clone and have 20 of, and you always hope that his work ethic and you always hope that his work ethic and attitude kind of rubs off on your other participants. He's definitely one of those that you don't have to worry on graduation what they're going to do. You know that they're going to be a good, productive citizen and that they're going to do well at whatever they pursue and will make an employer's job a lot easier. So all the above attributes are easy to see why Cole Cochran's Transylvania County Schools Participant of the Year. Thank you.
Well, I am very pleased to once again award on behalf of the Mountain Area Workforce Development Board in Henderson County the Employer of the Year Award to Continental Automotive Systems. They continue to be an extremely strong collaborative partner in our community and in our region. And continually working with Alan is a pleasure because the creativeness and the innovativeness in trying to figure out multiple pathways and means in which to develop their workforce and develop a community at large is so, so refreshing. Some exciting tidbits that Alan shared with me this morning that I think is important for all of you in this room to know as being part of that workforce partnership, and that is they are getting ready to celebrate their 20th year in our community. They just produced their 100 millionth brake caliper, and they employ, either through FTE or contract, upwards of 800 people. So tremendous, huge economic impact to our community. And so with that, this award is being presented to Alan Williams, who is the Human Resources Director at Continental Automotive Systems in Fletcher, North Carolina.
Good afternoon. I'm Greg Catherine with Transylvania County here representing NC Works. And it's my pleasure to be able to present to Transylvania County government the Outstanding Employer of the Year. With that, they have filled probably 40 positions this past year out of Transylvania County. They've worked really hard in partnership with us on the ACT and helped us reach 97% of our goals for work-ready communities. And with that, I just want to present, I believe that I have 2 or 3 people accept Mike Hawkins, Elaine Russell, and Jamie Muller for Outstanding Employer of the Year.
We couldn't accept this award without recognizing our HR director who is not here today, and that is Sheila Cozart. She is a one-woman show in our organization, and she does an incredible job in the hiring process and working with NC Works to make sure that we have the workforce that we need, and also to recognize our Board of Commissioners. We have 2 commissioners here with us today, Jason Chappell and Mike Hawkins. They've been very supportive and proactive in helping us become an ACT work-ready community, and we are almost there to have that designation. But really, I think this award is a collaborative effort. If we didn't have the NC Works team working with us, then we could not have the workforce that we have at the county to provide services to our citizens or implement our strategies for economic development for our community. And for that, we are incredibly grateful for that partnership. And most importantly, I think when you put people to work, you give them purpose. And when you have a community of people with purpose, you elevate together. And that's what we're working on in Transylvania County.
of Sundance Power Systems located in Weaverville. He is the Director of Business Services. And I have Chris McGrath, who is a recipient of the Incumbent Worker Grant trainee. So I'm recognizing both the company and a trainee who exemplifies the impact that a nationally recognized credential can have on his career, but also on the company. First, Sundance Power Systems is a renewable energy company, not just solar, but also thermal. They have 27 employees. They were formed in 1995 in Madison County, but now reside in Weaverville. They're a certified living wage employer. They offer a profit-sharing program to their employees, and they're committed to supporting professional development, as we will see. In 2015, they were awarded $9,590 to train 8 design and field team members in a 40-hour solar mastery training course. The course was delivered at their location by Kaplan Clean Tech Education, the training vendor, and the trainees, after training, sat for the National North American Board of Certified Energy Practitioners, NABCEP certification exam, some of them at a basic level and some at a solar installation professional level. And that is the credential that Chris received. NABCEP is the gold standard for certifications of professionals in the solar energy industry, and this differentiates Sundance from other energy companies. It makes them more competitive, and they can bid on higher level jobs because of these certifications. So I would first like to recognize Matt and the company for their proactive view of training their trainees to help them grow in their career field. Matt, you want to say a few words?
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Barbara, for working with us. The Incumbent Worker Training Program was a real benefit to us. It came at a great time. We have a lot of young people coming out, new workers who really hadn't been trained formally. And to be able to bring someone in and do a 40-hour training right at our facility was really helpful, and it was the perfect thing at the perfect time. So thanks to the whole program, and thanks to AB Tech also for supporting solar energy as well.
Chris McGrath has utilized the certification to advance himself within the company. He actually had a 22-year career with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. He's got great educational credentials in biology and environmental management, but with some changes in federal law, he became a little disenfranchised and wanted to look for something related but different. And so he actually took the Sustainability Technologies program, the AAS degree here at AB Tech, which led him to Sundance Power Systems. So in July of 2013, he was employed at Sundance as an entry-level field technician. And for the past 3 years, he has made advances within the company. And due to his certification as a solar installation professional, he was promoted to project manager. And in this position, he can commission solar electric systems with Duke Energy, and also for the rebate program, and he can manage commercial projects. So this certification has served him well, and I'm sure he'll continue to advance within the company. Chris, congratulations.
I'd just like to say thank you to the Mountain Area Workforce Development Board and to Barbara and to Sundance Power Systems for the opportunities that they've given myself and other employees. And despite what Matt said, not all the employees at Sundance are young. Some of them are starting over, and the training that was provided is definitely instrumental in helping our employees to gain a foothold and advance their careers. So I really appreciate all that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ellie Waters, WIOA Case Manager at Blue Ridge Community College and Sioux Works Career Center. It's my pleasure to have Bill Ashton here with me today. He is my selection for the outstanding participant for dislocated worker. Bill is a dislocated worker in the true sense of the word. He had worked for a company for 9 years as a master auto mechanic, and then there was a slowdown in activity there where he found himself in a layoff situation. Bill was fortunate to be able to start at Blue Ridge and decided to go into the mechanical engineering program where he was getting assistance through the Wioa program for veterans. So thank you for your service as well, Bill. He continued on that program until the Wioa program funding was reduced and then came to our office seeking WIA assistance. WIA, now WIOA, we've had some transitions. So he, that does cover the tuition and the books, but it doesn't pay for expenses like rent, food, major necessities of life. So Bill did find that he had to start working when he was going to school. So actually he continued working full-time while still going to school full-time. That's a pretty difficult task to achieve, especially in the mechanical engineering program. So Bill did graduate. He was working at Eaton as a temp and did graduate last summer, and he has done really well at Eaton and is now a COE, customer order engineer at Eaton, and he's done really well there. He's actually going to be moving into a condo this coming week, so he's done really great. So I just want to congratulate Bill, and he can tell you a little bit about his situation.
I don't really know where to begin. I tell you what, nothing like this has happened. I kind of feel like I won an Oscar. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for Ellie, for Stacy, the rest of the office that was there for me. I'm grateful for Blue Ridge Community College for the program and the instructors there who were there the whole way through. There were some tough times going on near the end there, but we got through it. And I'm probably, I feel, in the best place in my life. I'm very impressed by the stories. I was 52 when I finally got my degree. So you guys are early on. Life is a journey. You guys are really impressive with what you're doing. And in a way, I'm really grateful to be here for that. But especially to the people that helped you, that saw the best, and that's the best part of it. And Ellie with me and everyone else. So really, this is a blessing. Thank you very much.
Not only do I get to work with businesses with the Income Worker Grant, I get to work with individuals who are seeking training also. This is Anja Owen. I met her about 2 years ago. She had been laid off from Wioa, where she was a supervisor and worked in customer service. And I found her in a roundabout way. I got a call from Josh Hallinsey in Transylvania County, and he made mention that there was someone at Seven Seas Travel that was looking for a career position. So I called on Seven Seas and got the name of Anja, and she was in what we call a stopgap job, an in-between job, not a career job, part-time, and she wanted something career-oriented and challenging. And after I interviewed her, I knew she was really bright. At the time, Mind Your Business, a background in drug checking company in Hendersonville owned by Karen Corizo, was looking to hire a few people. So I referred her. She interviewed. We did an OJT contract as an account specialist, but she was such a whiz. She progressed to research specialist, and she conducted criminal background research. As part of her position, she got special training in fingerprinting and drug testing, and she was able to work with the FBI as a trusted agent. That's pretty impressive. So any company that requires hazmat drivers or the TSA or anyone working for the Port Authority has to go through and be evaluated by a trusted agent. Anya is respected for her ability to learn quickly, retain complex information, manage confidential information, and work as a team member. She is very gifted with databases, details, demanding projects, and manages a lot of stress pretty well. She said that her employer is wonderful, they're family friendly. If you have a child who's sick, you can leave to take care of the child. And they have great medical benefits that are paid 100% by the employer. She feels like she's a part of something very important. And I would like to congratulate Ancha for this award.
I would like to thank the Mountain Area Workforce Development Board for giving me the opportunity to retrain with on-the-job training at NYU. I would like to thank Barbara personally for finding me after I was displaced from my job and placing me with NYU. And I want to thank Karen Caruso for working with Barbara to give me the opportunity to work with a great team and a very friendly company and doing rewarding, interesting work.
Hi, I'm Deborah Brooks, and I work with the WIOA in the Ashland area office. Timothy Greenway is my participant. Timothy come to us from Arvada with Weaverville. Had been working there 20-some years. The plant closed. Timothy knew that he needed to get back into the work system fast, so he became a participant with us in the WIOA. He took the machine class, the fundamentals first, and then the machine 101. He was an excellent, love to have more students like him to participate with us, done everything just right. He came to us, I believe it was in March, and in August he finished. He is now working with Survival Innovations in Arden. Look them up on the computer. Wonderful work that they do. And he has told us some stories sitting here today about what they do out there. It's just so fascinating. So I would like to turn it over to Tim right now and let him say something to you.
I'm not a good speaker, but I'll do my best. First, want to thank Kathy and everyone with NC Works and WIOA. 22 years ago, when I started Arvada, I was expecting to not be without a job. I've never been without a job. I have a family to take care of, 2 kids in college, and it's tough to be working to do that. 4 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with kidney disease, stage 4. 2 years after that, after we went through a system of diets and stuff, she had to get a kidney. I donated a kidney in a program called Repair Exchange, where couples are matched up. And it's a beautiful program. Look it up, please. So we'll talk for that. Without that program, my wife might not be here right now. With that tragedy going on, And in the work season, I met some wonderful people that have helped me guide my path to where I'm at right now. And I've secured that job at Survival Innovations as a quality manager. And we make safety devices for the military. Like they have said, look it up. They got some fascinating programs going. And we're local, small, privately owned business, but we make it international. But thank you very much for the opportunity.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Norris Gentry, the Wioa Case Manager at the Madison County Career Center. The individual we have with us today is Jennifer Binkowski. Now, we select our outstanding participant each year with the assistance of our instructors. And where we send a WIOA student, we ask for those instructors' feedback. And Karen Baker, who was one of AV Tech's outstanding teachers a couple of years ago, was Jennifer's Nurse Aid 1 instructor. Jennifer is one of these individuals, like you've heard several today, that have turned their life around and have had obstacles in their life. And at the time she was going to school, she was taking care of family, including a very sick grandmother. She was an excellent student and has moved on and now has a bright future. And I would like for her to say just a little bit about herself. Jennifer.
Thank you. I'm nervous. Been a while since I've talked to this meeting. But again, I would like to thank Mr. Norris. He was the one who helped me get in the program, was there every time I needed a question or anything. And Miss Baker couldn't be here. She was an awesome CNA teacher. Best of, just great. I'm currently working at Black Mountain Neuro Treatment Center, if I said it right. Thanks to all their help, we got a great job. While I was going to school, like you mentioned, I actually got to be a CNA to my grandmother and learn as I helped. And it actually helped me when she came to pass. It helped me a lot to adjust to it. But just a great program. Thank you very much once again. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Again, I'm Greg Cathcart. I'm the WIOA Case Manager of Transylvania County. This year's outstanding participant is Brittany Brookshire. And Brittany came to me back in March, and she's just an incredible, awesome person. I can't say enough. I know we have to leave here at 1 o'clock, or I could just stand up here all day long and talk about it. She's, like I've heard some of you say already, you had the perfect participant. Well, Brittany personifies that. She is absolutely the perfect participant. She was pulling on all of her record keeping and contact with me constantly about her progress. Since being in the nurse aid program we helped her out with, she secured employment and is pursuing her nursing degree with Blue Ridge Community College. And I'm going to let Brittany say what we got to say.
Well, my name is Brittany. Well, I'm really bad in front of talking in front of people, but just over a little of 2 years ago, I was actually starting my sophomore year at UNC Charlotte. I was going to pursue my bachelor's degree in social services, social work, and eventually go on to become a child protective services worker. 3 months into my semester, I found out I was pregnant, so I had to finish out my semester. I came back home and I attempted to do online college to finish out my social work degree, but it did not work out. So I eventually decided to do Blue Ridge, and I actually was starting out in the paramedic course at Blue Ridge, and I think like 2 months before the semester was supposed to start, I switched again. But now I'm in nursing. NC Works actually helped me get my CNA license to get into the program, and without them I wouldn't have been able to do it, so thank you.
Motts as the adult OJT participant. Chris was a reverse referral from Stone Mountain Cabinetry and Millwork in Brevard. I got a call from Josh again, and also Shanda referred this company to me, and went out and talked with them not only about the income worker grant that they received, but also about hiring some individuals to work in the shop. I brought Chris in and gave him the bit of mechanical test, and I checked it 3 times because the score was too high. He literally had the highest score that I had seen giving this test. And then I did the tape, math, and reading, and I checked it twice. And I asked Chris, do you know you're really smart? And he said, people have told me that. I said, well, what would you like to do as a career? And he said, well, eventually I'd like to be an engineer. He had been working at McDonald's as a manager, making, I think, $9.25 an hour. That wasn't very challenging. So he interviewed with Stone Mountain Cabinetry, and they wanted to hire him as a woodworking operator. He is currently still in training, and this is the first time I've ever recognized anyone still in training, but I'm so impressed with his progress, I couldn't resist. He reads work orders for cabinets. He sets up and operates and maintains machinery. He performs quality checks. He's learned about manufacturing processes and time management, and he's increased their efficiencies. He's just a really solid worker, shows up on time, has a great attitude. When I asked Robert and Cindy Greaves what really were his strengths, they said he has a great disposition all the time. He has an eye for precision and quality, and he has a great engineering mind, and he's like the perfect fit for this job. Chris is excited because the company is getting a CNC router machine, which he is going to be trained on through the vendor. And this is going to increase his production from 20 sheets of wood to 60 sheets per day. And that should, according to Robert Greaves, net him another increase in pay. He's already had one advancement in 3 months. He's been able to catch mistakes and frequently. Okay. I need to visit more often. He does inspection, he prevents rework, and he has found ways to utilize scrap, also called fall off, which has reduced their cost. And I think Chris is really poised for advancement. After the training on the CNC router, if he does well, he'll be in charge of that department, which will probably net him another increase in pay. And the company is going to be relocating to Arden off Airport Road in early 2017. Essentially, that's 5 more minutes a drive for Chris, so it's not a big deal. But they're going to be hiring more people, which is very exciting. Thank you, Chris, for your hard work, and congratulations.